Yo, what's going on, everybody? You are watching Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, I want to discuss the Vikings' heartbreaking losses. They lost to Chicago Bears 19-17 on a game-winning field goal by Cairo Santos. Now, there's a lot to talk about today because, after going back and rewatching the game one time, there's a lot to dive into, and specifically the quarterback position. Up and down play. J.J. McCarthy is probably one of the most polarizing players we have in the NFL right now. So I ask you guys this off the jump. Are you giving up on J.J. McCarthy? It has been 5 games, and I'll tell you what, flatly, I am not, and I'll explain why here in a second, but I've already seen people on social media say the Vikes should draft Mendoza, they should go get Tai Simpson, yada, yada, yada. And it's kind of driving me crazy, but you guys want to know your thoughts. Are you giving up on J.J. McCarthy? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Now, the first takeaway I want to get into is more of a holistic take on the Vikings and this franchise as a whole. And this is truly the season from hell for Vikings fans. And, maybe I'm being too prisoner of moment. Maybe I'm being too hyperbolic. But I really do believe this. You couldn't have scripted a more painful year for Vikings fans. You look at what's going across the NFL. Sam Darnold's balling with the Seahawks. Daniel Jones is balling with the Indianapolis Colts. And then this was a team that won 14 games the years prior, spent a whole lot of money in free agency, and now you're already 4-6. And it's just the types of losses you have had. I mean, you have just completely collapsed in many games this season. Like the Ravens game, you collapsed in that one. This Bears game, you give up a late kick return to get them the ball at your own 40-yard line to set up a game-winning field goal. And this always happens in the NFL. There's always a team who you think is going to be good, has a season from hell, and they end up not being as good as you thought they were. And now this season, I think it's no doubt the Minnesota Vikings, the Washington Commanders could be thrown in there, but the Vikings, I really think this season, it couldn't have gone any worse, especially with the way J.J. has looked. I'm still a believer in J.J., but also the Vikings are kind of fighting this battle right now where they have, in their minds, a roster and a coaching staff where they are in this win-now mode. But you have a quarterback like J.J. McCarthy who is clearly a developmental quarterback, and it's going to take a lot more time than I thought. And that's actually my second takeaway here is that it is going to take a lot of time with number 9. And, I don't think J.J. is, it's time to, call it on him by any means because it is, his 5th career start. But also I was wrong in that terms of, him thinking he would hit the ground running this year. I thought the support system was good enough where it's hey, he'll kind of have a Brock Purdy-esque, rookie year, but that's also not who he is whatsoever. JJ is a big play hunter, and which is also so different than what we saw from him at Michigan because Michigan, he was just, ahead in a lot of these games. He was able to get the run game going. They were just really asking him to go be clutch in a lot of these situations, and there's no doubt, JJ is clutch. Week 1 against the Bears, clutch as nails. Couple weeks ago against the Lions, he was very clutch in that game. And then even today, he was terrible throughout most of it. I mean, think about it. He was 6 of 8 for 77 yards and a touchdown on the last drive. You take that out of there, I mean, what? He was 10 for 24 for around 70-ish yards and 2 picks. But that late game winning drive, he was awesome. Made some big-time throws, but, he was just bad throughout. And, it's going to happen. It's going to take some time. So, again, and us Vikings fans, I want to get this message crystal clear here. We have never won a Super Bowl. We are one of the most cursed franchises in the NFL. Do you really think if we just move on from this kid and just give up from him and then we get another rookie quarterback in there that anything's going to change? You're going to have to be patient with that guy and let him develop. But at least JJ is showing us the flashes. They are there. I hate saying this, but if I had to give a pro comp for JJ on how he has looked just throughout the 5 games, not projecting on what he could be, but just this 5-game sample size, you know who he is? He's Nick Mullins. Where it's an every other throw type of quarterback, where he'll make some big-time throws. He'll layer the football well. He'll put these balls on a line. Then he'll have other throws where I'm could a high school freshman play better than this? So just be patient with him. I understand this is frustrating right now. For all of you guys selling your JJ stock, I will buy it in a second. But, yeah, definitely pretty disappointed in how this season has gone, and it's a season from hell. And number 9, it's going to take some time. But I do want to show some love here to the defense. Watching back, man, they are absolutely unbelievable. And just a couple of guys I want to highlight here. And we can start off with the defensive tackle who's been making plays all year. Really one of the, like, if you had to say a lone bright spot from this Vikings season in terms of guys that have broken out, like Jalen Redmond is just that. This guy is unbelievable. He's got a really cool story. He suffered blood clots when he was in at Oklahoma his freshman year, bounced back from that. Like, he was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, was in the UFL. Then the Vikings ended up picking up, and Jalen Redmond was awesome again today. He's great against the run. He's great at generating pressure from the interior. If you have any move this offseason, sign this guy to a team-friendly extension. Like, if you could somehow lock him up for 3 to 4 years, he could truly be a starting defensive tackle in the NFL for a very long time. And so just shout out to 61. Like, he has impressed me every single game. And then this guy, Andrew Van Ginkel, he just yet again, like, I'm like baffled by the way he plays football. He is so much fun to watch. Like, how versatile he is. He makes big time plays over and over again. And even like he is a clutch player too. Like, it always feels like in the biggest moments, it's like, oh, there's 43 making a play. And he had a sack on Caleb Williams, which is just great, keeping his feet steady, not letting Caleb use that kind of superpower he has of escaping the pocket. But Van Ginkel is just all over the place. He's versatile. That extension they gave him this offseason is a steal, giving him $20 million a year, like, for a guy that makes as much impact on the game as he does. Like, that's a bargain deal. So shout out to AVG. And also shout out to the young guy. How about a little Dallas Turner? Dallas Turner, a lot of pressure on him in this game. You know, Jonathan Gennard being ruled out, obviously put a lot of pressure on Dallas Turner, but I thought he played some good football today. He had 2 TFLs, had a sack, almost had his hands on a Caleb Williams screen, which he almost ginked 6 that one as well. But at least he showed some flashes, which was very, very positive. But I don't know, just defensively, like, I mean, you got to start feeling bad for these guys on that side of the field, man, where it's just like you're looking at them, they're busting their ass every single game. And like, you think about the last 3 weeks against the Lions, Ravens, and the Bears. Those are 3 of the better offenses in the league. Like, this defense has carried you. Even last week against the Ravens, like, you had a chance to win that game because of the defense. You beat the Lions because of the defense. You should have beat the Bears today because of the defense. So hats off to Brian Flores. If I'm another team, and I hate putting this out there, but if I'm another team, I am bringing him on to be my head coach because his scheme is so unique. It is tough to game plan for, and he makes, the best offensive coordinators in the league, the best quarterbacks in the league, just look pedestrian. And so Flores, hats off to you, man. Had that defense, absolutely humming around US Bank Stadium against the Bears. But I do want to say thank you guys so much. We crossed over 67K on the watch party earlier today, so all credit to you guys. You guys are the best fans in the world. The kids were loving the 67K stuff. So, I do appreciate you guys. Even though the season's from hell, you guys, make it very entertaining. And I love chopping it up with you guys. This is nothing new for us Vikings fans. Also, I will say, for all the older Vikings fans who always get on me for saying, oh, you're too optimistic, man. Put down the purple Kool-Aid. Y'all are right. You guys are 100% right. Because it is tough to be a Vikings fan, and it's just tough. It's just tough. But thank you guys so much for 67K. Now, we'll dive into some more takeaways here in a second. But before we do so, today's episode is brought to you guys by Prize Picks. Now, the hard-hitting football action is even better with Prize Picks. Now, the weather might be changing, but the feeling of being right never gets old. So keep the season rolling on Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups after you play your first $5. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks. I mean, you can pick up to the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. So if you guys want to pick more on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns, now you can't pick all of them in the same lineup, only on Prize Picks. You guys can also follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app. Copy their lineups in one click, whether it's a friend, celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you like. Hit that follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on Prize Picks. So download the Prize Picks app today. Plug in promo code CONS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CONS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to Prize Picks, though. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. I do want to give some love here to the head coach. This loss was not on him whatsoever. Kevin O'Connell called a fantastic game. I mean, he had guys running wide open. He was just being a good head coach. I thought the reason the Vikings were even in that game was because of coaching. Trying to shorten the game, just give yourself a chance late, and they did just that. Like, I mean, what are we talking about Kevin O'Connell right now if the defense and the special teams unit doesn't give up that game-winning touchdown or game-winning field goal? We're saying that was a masterclass. And I thought that's what he did. I thought he called a fantastic game. And, why the offense didn't score more than 17 points? Well, you can chalk that up, to J.J. McCarthy just missing guys. But he stayed committed to the run. I thought just him also getting, like, J.J. easier looks, I thought he did a good job on that. It's just like when he did have easy looks, and even when J.J. completed them, like, Jordan Addison had 2 drops. TJ Hawkinson had 2 drops. Aaron Jones had a drop, and Justin Jefferson had a drop. But I thought this guy right here called a really good game. This loss was not on him whatsoever. It was on the quarterback, and it was on those guys on offense for not getting it done. And this is the last thing I want to say, and I can't believe I'm saying this. The offensive playmakers have regressed. And I want to start off here with Justin Jefferson. I think he lost the best receiver in the world title this year, and he is still an all-time talent. But if you just even go back and look at who he was in 2022, 2023, even last year, the catches he was making, like, he was catching everything. And now this year, yes, I'm sure he's frustrated. He's gotten terrible quarterback play, but he's also had bad quarterback play in the past where he still goes and rips off 1,300, 1,500 yard seasons. He's not been the same guy. It's okay to call it like it is. I know it's like I feel sick even calling Jefferson out because like this guy's like an all-time athlete, an all-time wide receiver, but he's regressed. Like he hasn't been the same guy, this year. And even Jordan Addison, just sloppy football from Addison. 2 big drops. That touchdown catch was great, but he also dropped like a 35-yard catch over the middle of the field. And when you're working with a quarterback like J.J. McCarthy, you can't have those lapses. You can't have those mistakes because then it spirals his confidence. It gets that building a little tighter. So I thought Addison had a pretty bad game today. Had that sweet touchdown catch, but besides that, he was a no-show. And, this guy, I mean, we can pretty much – whatever the Vikings' last game this season is, which will be at home versus the Packers, that would be T.J. Hawkinson's last game as a Minnesota Viking. I'm just done with him. He's slow. He doesn't catch the ball. He's bad. He's making $20 million a year. That's a joke of a contract. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I just felt like even after watching this game, it gets worse. It gets worse, which is disappointing. But if you guys made it to the end, hit me with a skull down below in the comment section. We appreciate all of you guys. We'll get on out of here. Let's go Vikes.